Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the entertainment world lately. So Georgiou from Love Island USA just signed with Innovative Artists, and honestly, this move feels like a no-brainer, but it's also way more interesting than it seems on the surface. Here's why: Zach wasn't just another face on the show, he was the guy who brought this infectious energy, a killer bromance with Bryce, and a genuine connection with Kaida. But what makes this really interesting is how he's leveraging that momentum. Signing with Innovative Artists isn't just about landing more TV gigs, it's about building a brand, and that's where things get fascinating. Personally, I think what many people don't realize is how reality TV stars like Zach are redefining what it means to be a celebrity in 2024. It's not just about being on screen anymore, it's about creating a multi-platform presence. Zach's nearly 2 million followers on Instagram and TikTok aren't just numbers, they're a community. And Innovative Artists clearly sees that. They're not just signing a TV personality, they're signing someone who's already built a loyal audience. This raises a deeper question: are agencies now prioritizing social media influence over traditional fame? I'd argue yes, and Zach's deal is a perfect example of that shift. Now, let's talk about Love Island USA itself. Season 8 was a monster hit for Peacock, and Zach was a big part of that. But here's the thing: the show didn't just succeed because of its drama or romance, it succeeded because it tapped into something bigger. Over 30% of the audience were new to the franchise, which means Peacock didn't just retain fans, they brought in fresh eyes. From my perspective, this isn't just about the show's format, it's about how platforms like Peacock are strategically positioning themselves in the streaming wars. Love Island USA became a cultural moment, and Zach's role in that can't be understated. One thing that immediately stands out is Zach's background. He's from Birmingham, England, and before the show, he was a Neuro rehabilitation assistant. That's not your typical reality TV backstory, right? What this really suggests is that authenticity still matters. Viewers connected with Zach because he felt real, not manufactured. And that's a lesson for anyone trying to break into this industry: being genuine can set you apart in a sea of personalities. Innovative Artists clearly sees that in him, and I'm curious to see how they'll amplify that authenticity in his future projects. Now, let's zoom out for a second. Zach's deal is part of a bigger trend in entertainment. Reality TV stars are no longer just one-hit wonders, they're becoming entrepreneurs, hosts, and brand ambassadors. But here's the catch: not everyone can make that transition. It takes charisma, business savvy, and a willingness to evolve. Zach seems to have all three. What makes this really interesting is how he's positioning himself not just as a TV personality, but as a lifestyle figure. His entrepreneurial ventures, brand partnerships, it's all part of a larger strategy to stay relevant beyond the show. If you take a step back and think about it, this is the future of celebrity. Lastly, let's talk about the reunion. Zach's set to appear in the Love Island USA Season 8 reunion, and honestly, I'm here for it. Reunions are always a mixed bag, sometimes they're cringe, sometimes they're gold. But with Zach involved, I'm betting on the latter. A detail I find fascinating is how these reunions often become launching pads for contestants' post-show careers. It's not just about rehashing drama, it's about reminding the audience why they fell in love with these people in the first place. And for Zach, that's a huge opportunity to solidify his next chapter. So here's my closing thought: Georgiou's deal with Innovative Artists isn't just a career move, it's a statement. It's about the evolving nature of fame, the power of authenticity, and the strategic way reality TV stars are navigating the industry. Personally, I think we're going to see a lot more of this in the coming years. The question is, who's next? And more importantly, what does this mean for the future of entertainment? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to hear what you guys think about this.